Welcome to the second part of the introduction to the Chinese language. In today's class, we will talk about Chinese characters and why it is so important to learn Chinese characters from the beginning of your study. Let's get started now. In terms of writing, there are two types of written forms: Simplified Chinese and Traditional Chinese. The Simplified Chinese is used in mainland China, Singapore. The Traditional Chinese is used in Taiwan, Hong Kong, and Macau. What we teach in our program is the Simplified Chinese. Now it comes to the most important question. Do I really need to learn how to write Chinese characters? If you ask me this question, I would say the answer is definitely yes. Simply because just learning the phonetics Hanyu pinyin is not sufficient enough when you go for a higher level of study. And Hanyu pinyin is also not being used as a written language. If just learning the phonetics Hanyu pinyin, it will end up unable to read signs and road names in a Chinese-speaking country. Today, I will also give you another interesting example that we can look at it together. This is a Chinese poem, consists of 92 characters, written by Zhao Yuanren, and it was completely done with the syllable shi, but just pronounced in different tones. The Chinese title is 时是诗是时诗史. You see, if you just read the Hanyu pinyin, you will be confused and never really get the meaning of this poem. But if you read the characters, you will perfectly understand the meaning of this poem. If we translate it into English, then this poem tells us the story is about a poet whose name is Shi, was in a stone den who found of lions and had resolved to eat 10 of them. This interesting example shows how important to enter Chinese and learn Chinese characters. You might be surprised how interesting it could be when you started learning characters. Because Chinese is a pictograph, most of the cases, if you could just remember the radicals by its meaning, you could quickly build up your vocabulary. It works a lot better than simply just learning Hanyu pinyin. I will show you a picture of how Chinese characters evolve from the ancient times. Originally, Chinese it was written on the oracle bones. For example, character 人 on the oracle bones is a profile of a person. Fish is just a drawing of a fish. This oracle bones inscription is called 甲骨文. Later on, it evolves to greater seal, 大篆, lesser seal, 小篆. Later, a simplified version of it, it is called 隶书, was made official script in the Han Dynasty from 206 BC to 220 AD. The next stage is the regular script, called 楷书, was created during the Wei and Jin dynasty. 楷书 became a standard in printing and continues to be used today. Now, I would like you to compare the last two columns. You can see the standard script 楷书 using traditional characters, and 简体字 is using simplified Chinese. Throughout our programs, we will be using simplified Chinese to teach. From ancient times, there were two forms of character writing: the official form 正体字 and the unofficial form 俗体字. They were coexisted. Only in 1950s, a Chinese reform committee was formed and started to systematically simplify Chinese characters. As the traditional characters can contain as many as 33 separate strokes, which were quite overwhelming and way too complicated for writers and foreigners to learn Chinese. The committee simplified most of its frequently used characters. The Character Reform Committee of China published a conversion table of simplified Chinese characters in 1964 and revised it in 1986. It contains 2,235 simplified Chinese characters that now are used as the official form. I'm not going to cover too much in the introduction part. If you are interested to know more, feel free to check out my blog post on how to learn Chinese characters. I have provided a link below for your reference. Thank you so much for watching today's class. In our next lesson, we will teach you Hanyu Pinyin, the Chinese phonetics. After learning Hanyu Pinyin, you will be able to pronounce any characters with the help of Pinyin. Practice makes it perfect. Stay tuned. I will see you in our next class. 下次再见。